The Vether had long since transcended flesh. In the cold silence between galaxies, they siphoned energy from black holes, threading gravitational singularities as if they were sipping delicate wines. Their ships were spires of dark crystal, trailing antimatter dust in the void. They saw themselves as the ultimate culmination of existence, emotionless, timeless, sustained by physics alone. They gathered near event horizons and celebrated the end of light, draining stars and swallowing nebulae without pause. When humanity finally stumbled beyond the Kuiper belt, we were considered an oddity. We carried fragile lungs, hearts that skipped when we loved too deeply, and 1,000 tiny, illogical rituals. To the Vether, we were dust motes dancing in starlight, amusing but irrelevant. They approached us not out of curiosity, but to record the final flickers of our culture before entropy claimed us. They arrived in our orbit as a cloud of obsidian shards, shifting and humming in vibrations lower than any human ear could hear. On Earth, it was solstice night, the longest night of the year. From Iceland to Australia, humans gathered by fires and in city plazas, lifting cups of mulled wine, tea, or sparkling water. It was a night of warmth against the long dark. A lone transmission echoed into the void from a festival in Kyoto. A woman named Hannah stood at the edge of a rooftop, raising her glass of sake to the sky. She didn't know the Vether were watching. She didn't know her voice would slip through cosmic radiation and brush against ancient sensors. To the stars, she called, her voice trembling with cold and wonder. And to all the friends we haven't met yet. Kampai! Her laughter rippled through the transmission, a sound so simple, yet so impossibly alive. The Vether, who had never celebrated anything but annihilation, paused. For them, a toast meant nothing. A black hole's feast was a ceremony of ending, not of sharing or joy. They had never spoken of warmth, never lifted a glass to the idea of future, of becoming more together. They studied Hannah's video again and again. Her eyes reflected neon city lights, her cheeks were flushed, and her smile was bright enough to rival the dying stars they drank. Intrigued, the Vether dispatched an emissary, a needle-shaped vessel formed of singularity-forged glass. It landed in a Tokyo garden, shattering koi ponds and cherry blossoms alike. Crowds gathered, afraid and fascinated. When Hannah finally approached it, she held a bottle in her gloved hand, her breath steaming in the winter night. "We saw your ritual," the Vether emissary buzzed in 1,000 microtones. "Explain, Kampai. Explain celebration. We know consumption, not ritualized consumption. We know collapse, not unity." Hannah laughed, bowing lightly. "Kampai isn't just about drinking. It's about sharing existence, a moment together that says, 'I see you. I'm glad we're here. Let's keep going.'" She poured sake into 2 small cups. One she held, and the other she carefully set on the ground before the emissary. "We cannot ingest matter in this form," the Vether said, almost regretful. Hannah winked. "It's not about the liquid. It's about the spirit behind it." She lifted her cup. The emissary hesitated, then a slender projection like a glassy vine, extended and lightly tapped her cup. Around the world, humans saw the broadcast. Everywhere, people raised glasses of water, coffee, whiskey, or hot chocolate. In refugee shelters, hospital corridors, mining camps on Luna, they toasted. To new friends. To stars that still burn. To the warmth of another heartbeat. As the collective human spirit rose, a strange resonance spread among the Vether fleet. They felt something, a ripple in their perfect logic, a disturbance that neither gravity nor entropy could explain. For the first time, they began to question why they only celebrated the end. Why not the persistence of light? The shared warmth of a laugh echoing across dark corridors? The taste of starlight before it vanished forever? Gradually, the Vether ships stopped draining stars. Their black crystal spires flickered with internal light, the first voluntary illumination since their creation. They began to emit pulses back to Earth, not signals of conquest or observation, but attempts at communication, music, even art. Over months, an alliance formed. Humanity taught them the concept of festivals, of harvest moons and winter solstice fires, of dancing under meteor showers and singing as rockets cut through dawn. At the next solstice, the Vether ships drifted above Earth's upper atmosphere, forming translucent rings of cosmic dust. Humans and Vether raised glasses together under a sky lit with spontaneous auroras crafted from ionized particles. On that night, Hannah stood again on her rooftop, this time joined by Vether projections flickering around her like ghostly companions. She lifted her glass once more. To existence, and to finding family among the stars. The Vether chorus echoed in soft harmonic tones. Kampai. In that shared moment, black holes stopped being devourers of all hope. They became witnesses to a new kind of fire, the glow in human eyes, the warmth in our voices, the spark that turns even the coldest dark into something worth toasting. They had drunk from black holes for eons. But that night, for the first time, they tasted starlight and hope with us.